about you is if you have ambition to be great. My job is to coach you to get all that greatness out of you.
What's good, Fin Nation? What's good? It's your boy Reason, and we are back here for another one. As of yesterday, the channel is officially 2 years old. I was actually intending to go live last night, but your boy passed out while he was waiting for the thumbnail to come through the pipeline. So that's what happened last night. But yeah, officially 2 years. It's wild that all of you who have been with us since the beginning. I mean, y'all know what EM looks like. These new cats on these YouTube streets don't know what EM looks like. They don't know about the finger. They don't know about all the good stuff. Someone actually reminded me today, and me and EM were talking about it. I totally forgot that we used to run Madden on this channel with ball game versus EM, and then money started coming out, and oh my god, classic episodes. Maybe I have to run it back with Madden sometime next season, man. But absolutely classic, like amazing stuff. The people, man, if you don't remember those Madden episodes, you've never watched those Madden episodes, y'all are missing. Like, I'm out, I'm out here commentating their game. Oh my god, ball game running the Dolphins with Josh Rosen and EM running the Dolphins with Tua. Just absolutely classic stuff, man. Appreciate everyone in the comment section throwing the congratulations out, man. Yeah, it's crazy to think how far this channel has come, over 7,100 subscribers on our way to 10K. I'm thinking at 10K, I'm going to do a big giveaway. I don't know what it is yet, but I'm going to do something, and it's going to be more than a jersey. I don't know what I'm going to do yet, but when we get to 10K, we're going to do like a real giveaway. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But it's going to be something bigger than a jersey. So yeah, it just good times, man. The format's changed, everything's changed. Thanks everyone, man. Congrats from Germany. I appreciate it, Oliver. So it's just wild, you know what I mean? I've been doing, the big group panel since we started, and the big board since we started. I mean, I think one of our first, I remember our first episode was a free agency recap, and then after that, we started doing like big boards and stuff. Kind of crazy, man. Kind of crazy to think how far this channel's come. You know what I mean? And like I keep telling you, it's going to go through another big change, right? We're going to be going, focus. We're going to be going through a rebrand real soon. Everything's going to change. So we're going to be going through another change once more on Phinside The NFL, man. If you ain't changing, you ain't growing. So we're gonna keep growing, keep getting better, keep giving y'all the best content possible. Thank you, Danielle. Congrats from Sweden. So we're gonna keep giving you the best content possible, on this channel. Big board's gonna be starting back up next week. I think we're gonna get into linebackers next week. I think that's where we're gonna go. Look at inside linebackers, so obviously I'll include outside guys that I think can make the switch to inside. So I appreciate you highly, my guy. So yeah, we're going through a rebrand coming up soon. That's going to be happening sometime in April. I'm looking for it to happen before the draft. So the total rebrand from the ground up, look wise at least, and then content wise, it's going to be changing a little bit into next season, not drastically, but a little bit. Big things on the horizon, baby. You already know what time it is. So appreciate all of you for coming out, spending some of your Sunday afternoon with me. Basically, what we're going to do today is I'm going to go over the latest on Lyle Collins, Terron Armstead, and the tackle market in general, because there are a key few things everyone should know about. And then, a couple of people asked me last week about Xavien Howard, and I went ahead and I checked in with one of my contacts who's like basically directly connected to Xavien Howard. So I got some info on that. I already dropped it on the Patreon, but for all you Patreon people, non-Patreon people, I'll tell y'all what the deal is on that, because I dropped that. It's been on the Patreon for like over 48 hours. So we'll roll on that. Yeah, so and then we'll go from there. I want to open it up, bring some of y'all up. Now, don't expect to see EM today. EM Oh, don't worry, 416J. I'm gonna be in contact very, very soon, my friend. I don't expect EM today. EM, the reason why you actually haven't seen him on these YouTube streets and where he's asked for links and he's actually never come up, and why you've seen all that lately is because ever since I know people have asked me, where's EM? Oh, and where's Martin? So I'll give you both. First of all, Martin is on like a major tech cleanse. So that's why you haven't seen Martin. I still talk to him, at least once a week. And then EM, still talk to him on the daily. The issue y'all haven't seen him on these YouTube streets or whatever is because he actually tried to even join a space last week on Twitter, and he had the same problem that I was up in. His phone, ever since he did this new Android update, something about and I know Todd Labruto had the same issue, but right now with that Android update, I guess his mic and his like he's hearing the audio. He can hear the audio. Sorry, he can't hear the audio. So he can talk. You can hear him when he talks, but he can't hear what anyone's saying. And it's been like that when he's gone to Twitter Spaces, and it's been like that when he's gone in and tried to go talk up on Twitter Spaces, and it's been like that when he's tried to go up and talk on YouTube. So right now, EM for like the last like 3 or 4 weeks is dealing with like legitimate technical difficulties. So that's to answer where he is. And then Martin's just on a tech cleanse. Martin's just doing his thing. He's just chilling. His hours at work have changed. So that's where he's at. And ball game, I know people have asked ball game. We were actually supposed to record the finish line this week, but the recording night landed on my wife's birthday this week. So we're gonna probably just record this week. But ball game's good. Ball game's dealing with his house closing and dealing with everything with his new house. Ball game just a busy man. But that's where everyone is. So people wondering, where's this guy? Where's that guy? Nothing's wrong. Everything's good. People just life, man. Life and technology. That's all. Okay, Choo Choo asked, where's Rhino? Rhino's been around lately. So you've seen him in the comments lately. He's come up on here lately. Rhino's around. Rhino's just working. Rhino's been around lately, though. Rhino's been around more frequently than those other three. So that's why, if you've been watching every show, you've seen Rhino. Rhino's been coming backstage after shows. So Rhino's around. Rhino's always watching. Hammer, do I think Connor Williams moves to center? No, I don't even think he moves to left tackle. I think he stays at left guard. Again, thank you everyone for I see all the thanks continuing. Niners territory, I love it. There you go. Jamie knows what it is. I remember early episodes where EM always had his camera looking up at him. I always thought it was odd, but I got used to it. It's true. It's so true. It was like he was again an innovator with the camera. It's because people don't realize he used to he recorded from his camera on his phone, right? So what he'd do is he'd put his camera standing up on the table in front of him. So that's how the camera angle was coming up. It was just because his phone was down on the table, angled up on him. So classic stuff, man. Maybe when everyone comes up here, I might bring up some stuff, but I was looking at some old episodes and man, y'all oh, the Madden episode's a classic. All right, let's get into it because I know what everyone comes here for, and y'all come here for the information. But again, I'm gonna do a big giveaway at 10K. We're gonna do something bigger than a jersey. I'm gonna do something involved with a game. All right, we're gonna do something involved with like an actual game. So we'll do that. K9, thoughts on Jesse Davis resigning to 2025? I believe that was the homie King of Finland, and that was a troll. That video you guys saw was from a couple years ago. That was a troll. That was a troll. Now I got to hit up King of Finland and be like, yo, bro, people up in my comments believe in this shit. That was a troll. That video was from a couple years ago. All right. Rome says, I'll never forget the first time I came in here on the night Ricketic got banned from TD's channel and he came here popping off. Oh my God, bro. People don't, oh my God. Oh my God. That episode, oh my Lord. Oh man. I think that was like episode 36. I want to say that was like episode 36. And the whole time Ricketic's up here. EM is on screen and he just got his hand on his face because Ricketic just popping off, bro. Ricketic just snapped that episode. And yo, when we let Rick up, Rome, we thought Rick was bringing the smoke to us. Because if you read the comments, I'm sure the live comments are still there. It looks like he's coming for us. So that's why EM's like, yo, bring him up here. Bring that fool up here, whatever. And then Rick totally 180'd it. And we're just sitting there like, yo, that episode was crazy, bro. That episode was nuts, man. EM Baller, her Dolphins like Cornelius Lucas, good tackle. We'll talk about that. Cornelius Lucas is now gone, EM Baller. He's actually signed with Washington, I believe it is. Hey, congrats to the only Dolphins YouTube content I watch. Fins up. Appreciate you watch, mister. And appreciate you for always consistently supporting the channel. Huge congrats to the only. Oh, wow. He doubled it up. He doubled it up. He doubled it up. Appreciate you, man. Yo, EM's in the chat. EM, Rome out here reminiscing about the first time Rick and Tick ever came on the channel when you were up here said, bro, reason and EM driving the bus. Yo, do y'all remember when we released? Tell me, y'all remember when we released Josh Rosen? Who remembers that, man? Who remembers that? That was classic. And the thumbnail that we dropped on that is still one of the best thumbnails of all time. I don't care what anyone says. I'm about to bring that thumbnail up right now. That thumbnail is one of the greatest of all time. Randy says, what up? Congrats on the anniversary. I appreciate you, homie. Thank you very much. Appreciate you. Guys, smash that like button. Already 410 of you in the room. Yo, I got to bring that. Yo, I gotta bring that for all the new cats out here who don't remember that. Ah! Oh my God, good stuff. Oh, there it is. There it is. One of the greatest, one of the greatest of all time. Oh my God, I'm gonna bring that up right now for y'all. Let's bring that up. Let's bring that up. One of the greatest thumbnails of all time, and EM's face is even on the thumbnail. That's how amazing this thumbnail was. Let me set this up. Let me set the mood. So let me tell you all the backstory of this. So, EM, I remember we were on the phone and Josh Rosen had just got released, and we were on the phone and we're like, "Yo, should we go live? Should we go live?" And yeah, we're like, "Yo, maybe we just wait till tomorrow." And then we got the phone. I was like, you know what? We got to go live. We were the ones that were leading the got to move off of Josh Rosen thing here. And I hit him up and he was like, oh, man, I thought we were going to go live tomorrow, man. Da, 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 da. He's like, oh, all right, let's go live. So whatever, we go live and it was just a classic episode. I remember we opened it up. All we did was laugh in the opening. It was literally the opening is just me and him laughing. Absolutely classic. And then we're done, right? And he hits me up. He's like, yo, man, you made the right call. Like, we definitely should have gone live. Like, oh my God. But anyways, if y'all don't remember, here is the here's the giving bus tickets out of Miami, Josh Rosen released. There's Josh Rosen lining up. There's me. I'm giving out a bus ticket, and there's EM driving the bus out of Miami. Oh my God. Tell me that isn't classic. Oh man, it was just awesome stuff. Oh my God, legendary. I will go on record. The most legendary epic thumbnail in this community's history right there. Right there. Okay, I don't care what anyone tells me. That was pure epicness, all right? That was absolutely classic, all right? EM, driving the bus out of town. I'm giving Josh Rosen his bus ticket out of town. Give me a break. And then the picture we chose for Josh Rosen's even better. Oh my God. Classic stuff. Classic. You can't make it up, bro. Bro, we put this on shirts. If people remember back when we had our merch, we put this design on a shirt. We had a lineup because you can see that faded out over the end of episode. We had a lineup of players they released that year, and we slapped it on a shirt. Oh my God. Yeah, new merch stores coming with the rebrand though. But yeah, when we had the merch store, we had that shirt with that meme on it. Classic stuff, man. Absolutely classic. Man, reminiscing. And Braden, Josh Rosen actually knows about our critiques. What people don't remember or forget, Mr. Ballgame actually knows Josh Rosen fairly well. We were told directly by Ballgame from Josh Rosen that Josh Rosen had seen what we have said about it. Heard what we had said about him, seen all this stuff, and he actually wasn't feeling a way about it at all because he told Ballgame that his own play didn't live up to his expectations, so he didn't expect it to live up to the expectations of fans. That's actually what went down. So because Ballgame's kids played with Josh Rosen. So yeah, Rosen knew all about it. There was no issue or anything like that. It was all in fun. And let's be honest, if Josh Rosen would have gotten a scrap, he probably just would have ended up on a practice squad anyways, just a lot quicker. So don't worry, the bus is coming back for Jesse Davis. You can hear the tires screeching as it turns around, and you can hear the printer printing the bus ticket for Jesse Davis. The same one. It already got printed for Jacoby. Now it's coming. So, because when people say like bus ticket and like put them on the bus and get them out, we started that whole trend in this community, man. It's classic stuff. Classic stuff. Oh man, good stuff. Rome ball game used to get hot when it got too far about Rose, and then he just chilled after a wall game. Yeah. Yeah, he never ball game knew. That's what I used to say. Remember how all these people used to get mad about, me and EM? Because remember, see, we never made it personal with Josh Rosen. We always made, that's where EM first coined the phrase in this community. I don't know him from a can of paint. Because whenever me and EM used to talk about Josh Rosen, we would say, hey, this is the player. We're not talking about the person. We don't know the player. We never made it personal with Josh Rosen, right? So that's why ball game never really got mad, right? And the other thing too is that's what I used to say to people, right? Fans used to get all bent out of shape about what we used to say about Rosen, and I used to say to them, "Yo, ball game actually knows the player. He actually knows the person personally, and even he doesn't get bent out of shape. But y'all don't. We're never gonna meet the player who got no real investment in the player. You get bent out of shape. It made no sense. It really made no sense." Tay, your reason, have you heard anything about Miami being interested in a veteran center? I would love Treader. I have heard nothing about the center market. It would be a shock to me, if they come out with one. Would Darrell Williams be a good fit here? He's a right tackle. I think Williams could fit. Little long in the tooth. I think he could fit. I don't think he'd be great. I think there's better fits. But yeah, I mean, hey, desperate times, right? So it's kind of crazy. It was good times, man. Good times. Taking it way back in the day for a little bit there. But let's get into the tackle market stuff. First let's talk about what I'm hearing about regarding Xavien Howard. So what I've heard regarding Xavien Howard is that the Dolphins came to the table and their first offer to him was in the neighborhood of 16 million for this year, obviously restructured. I was told that, that's not good enough. I mean, I told you guys earlier the number that I had heard floating around. Xavien Howard camp was closer to 20 million. So, I mean, if you want to go 4 million as far apart, I guess it'd technically be far apart right now. Now, what's going on right now and why there's a standstill is basically Xavien Howard's preparing his counteroffer, from what I've been told. I was told the $16 million offer didn't overly please him, but I also now this is me thinking. I also think he expected J.C. Jackson to reset the market a little bit higher, and when that didn't happen, it kind of threw a wrench in his plans. Now, we're not at the stage of where he's gonna where he's gonna request a trade or anything like that. But we are at the stage where the Dolphins have to handle how they react to his counteroffer. If they come back, if they're not willing to move, if they're standing firm, if they're standing pat, and they're not willing to work on him with the money, then I think there is going to be an issue. But I don't think we're at the point right now where there's a trade request coming down the pipeline. But I will say this, if they don't handle his counteroffer properly, everything will be on the table. I in the long run, do I think they get something done? Yes. I don't think they're gonna let the best player on the team walk. They paid Ogba. I'm pretty sure they're gonna make sure that they pay Xavien Howard. Um, so that's where that whole situation's at right now. Right now, they're in the process. That's why it's been so quiet. So we'll see how it goes. If I get it, to be honest with you, with how free agency started, I kind of had lost track. Not lost track, but it wasn't the top priority. And then more than a couple people hit me up last week and like, hey, what's the latest on X? And I was like, let me check in. So I checked in. That update's been on the Patreon for over 48 hours. So I think it's been on there since Thursday or Friday night. So that's where that's at. I personally don't think he's gonna leave. So now if we get finicky with the money, then I don't think it's gonna end well. So yeah, Scotty, basically he's gonna be another 1 year, right? 1 year and then come back. If you think about it, this is a smart way to handle X. Treat him like a mercenary. Treat him like a mercenary right now. It's keeping him healthy. Keep re-upping him after every year. It's keeping him healthy. And he's playing through when he does have the nicks and bruises. So that's what I would do. So, keep re-upping him like this. The mercenary contract is working and he wants to be here. And then if God forbid something happens to him, leverage goes into your favor next season. That's exactly what I would be playing at. So, that's personally where I'm at. Yeah. Cornelius Lucas hasn't signed. I'm talking about him. Sorry, I meant to say he's not re-signing with Washington. My bad. I said signed, but I meant to say he's not re-signing with Washington. I would take Cornelius Lucas. I know they're interested in him. We'll talk about that, but it is what it is. But back to X. That's personally what I would be doing. I would be all over that. I would just re-up every year. Just re-up every year. That's just what makes sense to me. It's working. It's keeping him on his P's and Q's. So I know, I know people might feel a way about that because, hey, you know, um, I get that. People might be a little leery of that. They don't like kind of what we're gonna pay him more every year, and what are we at his mercy in terms of money wise. Here's the thing, it's working. Like I said, like when X is healthy, he's up 3 corner in the NFL, vying for the best corner in the NFL. So if that's happening, excuse me, if that's happening, I'll be and it's happening under these circumstances, why change them? Personally, you know, I I'm not worried about this getting done. What I will be worried about is if I start hearing, yeah, he came back and the Dolphins balked. If I hear that, okay, then, panic, panic, panic. You know what I mean? But if I don't hear anything along the lines, I'm just gonna have full confidence that they're gonna try and work something out. I think the thing is too, he wants to be here, right? It's not like he doesn't want to be here, and he's just like, oh yeah, you know. It's not a situation like that. So because he wants to be here, I got full faith, and he's established here, right? So, um, you know, I'm just not I'm not stressing yet. Let's put it that way. All right. I gave you guys the update because people asked what they wanted to hear. I didn't give you the update to stress you out. It's not so don't stress your mind out. All right. I think they're gonna work it out. I've got faith they're gonna work it out. Clearly, McDaniel takes care of our guys. So I'm not stressed yet. I love Leo Chenal, Florida born. That's one of my favorite linebackers in this draft. All right, but let's get into what the deal is because yesterday was actually a lot of information, and a lot of it was through like tweets. You know what I mean? So we'll go chronological order here. We'll start off with just some tackle news, and then we'll get into Lyle and Terron, and I'll tell y'all what I'm hearing and such, which isn't very much. So, let's start off here, okay? Hold on, let me get it set up. Let's get it set up here. Because I will say right now, there's some interesting stuff here in regards to Collins. And there's something I want to, we'll talk about this here. Okay. So yesterday morning, re-signing Trent Brown has now become a priority number one for the Patriots. Cannot let him walk with two starters on the offensive line gone. Why does this matter? A tackle coming off the board that can play that right side. Two, the other thing is they were a team rumored to be looking in on not Cornelius Lucas, on Lyle Collins, right? The three teams that I heard specifically, I heard 6 teams were interested in 3 names I was given were the Broncos, Bengals, and Dolphins. And then this week, if you got kept the ear to the streets, it kind of became public knowledge that the Patriots were interested in potentially exploring Lyle's market. So Trent Brown could potentially be coming off. Also, that would take them out of the potential running for Lyle Collins. So that's okay. I'll take that. But yeah, you could see another tackle domino fall. Now let's get into it. At 1:41 yesterday, this came out. Bengals and Dolphins are 2 teams making a strong push for free agent tackle Lyle Collins. Collins met with the Bengals brass on Friday, per league sources. He actually was there for multiple days, right? And obviously, Tyler, he works for the USA Today. So obviously you see our name floating around there and people are getting hyped and be like, oh, okay, here we go. We just got to get him out of Cincy, get him to Miami, get him in front of the team. Let's make the presentation. Shout out to the homie Rhino Sith, $10 anniversary, happy second anniversary, best Miami Dolphins content out there. Thanks for being the leader of this community. And Pyro, it'll be okay. There's Rhino. Appreciate you, homie. The god of the mod squad. Rhino shows his face. Appreciate you, homie. So there you go. 2 teams making a strong push for Lyle Collins, according to Tyler Dragon, are a hockey trade. So there you go. Now, that was at 1:41 p.m. Let's go to 2:08 p.m. All right. So literally 27 minutes later, same day. And a source directly involved in the free agent offensive target believes Dolphins are pursuing Armstead, but I have no independent confirmation of that. But they're up to something, which is what I've been telling y'all. They're not sitting around with this money right now, even though Alec Ingold's money hasn't been added to the over the cap still, because I guess they haven't given out. We have $16.5 million worth of cap space according to over the cap, and we still have over $20 million we can create with cuts. They're waiting on something. I don't know what it is, but they're waiting. And I've been saying that. And now Barry Jackson's saying that. Basically, they've told, listen to this. They've told secondary options that they might be in touch. So, I mean, if they told secondary options that they might be in touch, these guys got to be thinking, if we get Armstead out of, if we just get him in front of us in Miami, he's not leaving. That's what it must, that makes the most sense. So basically they told, and we got a bunch more to show here, but basically they've told secondary options that they might be in touch. So, okay, that's 2:08 p.m. All right. Now, Barry, under a Chris Kaufman tweet, he hops in and he kind of says it again. They're up to something which has kept them from doing what it takes for Collins yet. Some believe Armstead pursuit, not sure. So this is now like 20 minutes later he says this. All right? So now, continuing on, at around the same time, Jake Lisco, he does Locked On Bengals. He said he's basically the Bengals version of Kyle Krabs. If in terms of Locked On, if La'el Collins has indeed left Cincinnati without a deal, and the Dolphins are making a push as reported, you really wonder what changed overnight. Leverage play, medical issue, Dolphins throwing a ton of money at him. Bit of an unexpected development. So now they're all shocked, because I got the answer lined up for you why he left here. They're all shocked that Collins is leaving right now, because remember, yesterday all day, Cincinnati Bengal fans were at Kenwood Mall. They were all flocking there. And they were all flocking there basically to take pictures with La'el Collins. Everyone was trying to find La'el Collins and take pictures with him at the mall. Would you sign Armstead and Collins? 110%. Darth, you have just potentially ensued a rant, and you have ensued the rant that I gave to EM. Stop messing around. You got the money to get both of these guys if you want to start cutting and restructuring some contracts. Stop messing around. If you bring La'el Collins in and you bring Terron Armstead in, you have drastically improved this offense. Okay? Just with our running back room alone, with Mozart, Ingold, Chase Edmonds, Gaskin, and Salvin Ahmed, who's been tendered, with that offensive line, we are going to do damage. Tua's going to get time. Stop playing games. Stop. I always talk about people, fans and stuff, but I'm going to use this against management. Know when to swallow your pride. Know when to put your ego aside. Stop investing too much emotion in these draft picks. Stop it. What's done is done. You think any of us are going to complain and Eichenberg and Jackson never see the field again because Terron Armstead and La'el Collins come in? Do you think any fan with the right mind, do you think we're going to care? We're actually probably going to say, oh my God, Chris Greer made up for whiffing on those picks. We're going to give you props. Stop playing around, because here's the thing. If Tua isn't the guy after this year, whether you draft someone, especially if you draft someone, or if you trade for someone, the next guy is set up and doesn't have to go through what Tua went through in his first couple years here. Doesn't have to go through what Tannehill went through. He's set up. Just stop. I don't understand. Think of our line. We could go Terron Armstead from the left. Let's start from the left. Terron Armstead, Connor Williams, draft Tyler Linderbaum, or they're targeting Alec Lindstrom. I just got a feeling they're targeting Alec Lindstrom. Okay. Enter center there. I don't think it's going to be Dieter. And then Hunt, and then La'el Collins. Are you crazy with me right now? What's the issue? Even if you went with Dieter in the middle, he's got Collins next to him on one side. He got Hunt next to him on the other side. Then Jackson is a swing tackle, and he continues to develop. And if he develops after 2 years, you can move one of the tackles. You can move off of Terron Armstead because he'll be 33. Eichenberg can continue to develop. This is not overly complicated stuff here. And you got the money. Next year, we'll only have a little, like around 30 players on a contract with over 120 million. So you got the money. And when you see what all these teams are adding right now, you got to face the Chargers this year. You got to face Khalil Mack and JC Jackson. Do I want Khalil Mack? Because what are they going to do? All they're going to do is you shift your strong rushers to the side of the weakest link and you go to work. So whether it's, I don't know, people with this mad mentality that Eichenberg just going to slot in a right tackle and be fine when he couldn't even be fine at his natural tackle spot. I don't know what people are on. So, him or Jackson on the right side, they'll get eaten. We'll still be struggling. And as much as I love Abe Lucas, and I've been talking about Abraham Lucas for 2 years on this channel, do I want another rookie? We need vets. That's what we need right now. So just stop playing games, man. And what the whole thing is, what I don't like about this is waiting for Terron Armstead should not stop your Collins pursuit. Because you're going to put all your eggs into one basket and Terron Armstead goes, and then now you're just going to settle for some low second-tier tackle because you were just chasing the big dog? Because right now, it looks like you're second fiddle at best to Terron Armstead. Even without Watson going there, clearly Armstead isn't 110% sold on leaving New Orleans, or because I know the phone's ringing. The bags are being put on the table. So, I don't know. Anyways, so La'el Collins has indeed left Cincinnati without a deal. Okay, now continuing, here's where it gets real interesting. Mike Garofalo, after that came out, he tweeted this. La'el Collins' visit with the Bengals has rap sources say he's slated to visit at least one more team in the next 2 days. Cincy is in play and will remain in communication with the former lineman. Now, here's the thing. That other team. What's interesting about that, so again, I've heard the Bengals, the Dolphins. I've heard 6 teams are interested in the team names I've heard are the Patriots, who we just saw that they're making Trent Brown a priority. I've heard about the Dolphins, the Bengals, and the Broncos are the other team. So that leaves 2 I don't know about. And what worries me about he's slated to visit at least one more team in the next few days. And if you do remember my Patreon insider update, I told all of y'all he would not be signing a deal in Cincinnati anyways, and he was expected to make rounds, right? So here we go. We're going with, so far that's playing out. But an interesting thing is, like I just said, the Broncos are a team that I've heard is interested, right? Well, an interesting thing happened just a couple hours ago. About 4 hours ago, the Broncos cleared a bunch of cap space. So they converted Cortland Sutton's $10.5 million roster bonus into a signing bonus, saved $7.875 million. At the same time, Broncos converted Tim Patrick's $6.9 roster bonus into a signing bonus, which created $4.6. So if you do the math, about $12.475 million they created by just those numbers. And by them doing that, the two names that you got to consider in that point, I've heard obviously they were interested in Collins. The other name I've heard is Stephon Gilmore. And I've heard Stephon Gilmore and is the interest from the Raiders is real right now for Stephon Gilmore too. So that could be the Broncos clearing the cap to make a run at Stephon Gilmore or La'el Collins. And I know the Raiders are also very deep into the Stephon Gilmore market right now. So something to pay attention to. Hopefully they didn't clear that cap for La'el Collins. And if we see La'el Collins going for a damn visit to Denver, I would be worried. I would be worried. All right. Now continuing on. So, like 6 hours after Barry Jackson originally tweeted it, he said, 2 NFL people I trust have insisted to me the Dolphins are pursuing Terron Armstead, putting Collins' pursuit on hold. If they can get Armstead to leave Saints, they could play. So this is him speculating. This is not what he's been told. They could play Liam or Hunt at right tackle or pivot back to La'el Collins if he's available. So he's even saying if they can get Armstead to leave, they could even pivot back to La'el, even if he does leave. So my question is, why the hell pivot? Why not just go after both? La'el's easy. All you do is on your presentation, you have Connor Williams sit on the meeting. You bring in Connor Williams, you sell La'el with Connor Williams, Miami, the life, the culture, etc. We're pieces away from being a real contender. Let's go. And you're one of those pieces we need. Boom, done. Terron Armstead, just throw him the freaking bag. So, don't pivot. Go in both directions. Why choose one or the other? Both are a dire need. Like I said, sign Armstead to a deal where you can get out after 2 years. And if Eichenberg or Jackson, as your swing take, will take that next step, and you want to make them the guy, because if you line it up, right? If you line it up realistically, you'll know whether you want to pay Jackson by the time you have that out with Armstead. So I just don't understand that. Like, slap your nuts on the table. And if McDaniel, we talked about with Flo. Every coach has this. It's not just Flo. Every coach has this. Every coach has ego. They think they can get the most out of players, right? Even if another, they see a player in another situation, they say, oh, that didn't go there, but I can do this, right? The same thing they're kind of technically doing with Tua, if you think about it. But my thing is, I get kind of trying to see what Tua gives you in year 3. Because he's given you at least flashes, right? He's at least giving you flashes. What the hell have Jackson and Eichenberg given you to be so? And that's a potential. He's not there yet. No one's gonna call him a franchise quarterback, at least on my side. All right. So he's definitely not a franchise quarterback yet. He's got to prove that. But he's at least shown flashes that, hey, if you invest in me and around me, I could potentially give you that franchise quarterback. Austin Jackson and Eichenberg, although Eichenberg's small sample size of 1 year, they have never not given you, and I can say this about Jackson, he hasn't shown he can be a franchise left guard or left tackle. He hasn't even given us flashes. The only flashes we get from Jackson is in the screen game. Eichenberg gave us nothing. The guy opens his chest up to defenders like it's a 7-Eleven. So, And here's again, if you're rolling with Dieter, I think kicking Hunt to right tackle is a dumb idea. Okay, he's going to be an all-pro right guard. Especially that last half of the season when he's really started, getting his legs under him. If you're going to stick with Dieter year one, think of it. If he's on a line with Collins, Armstead, and Connor Williams and Robert Hunt, okay. He's got a bunch of vets to lean on there. He's got 3 vets to lean on there and a guy into his 3rd year who looks like he's going to be an all-pro sooner rather than later. And then, like I said, Jackson, Eichenberg fight for the swing tackle spot. Whoever wins it out, continue their development. In games where you're winning in the 4th quarter and it's clearly out, throw them in there, give them reps. Because I think Jackson long-term is the only one out of him and Eichenberg that has something because of his athletic profile, right? He's got quick feet, even though fundamentally his hands and his footwork is trash. And obviously his anchor isn't good enough right now. Anchor's going to be on him hitting the weight room, but a lot of him comes down to technique and fundamental and can be coached up. Eichenberg's got too many athletic profile and physical profile red flags. That's the difference between him and Austin Jackson. I think Austin Jackson is a lot more salvageable than Liam Eichenberg long term. So, I wouldn't be surprised if their play is if they get Armstead and they don't get a right tackle. I think they're going to try Austin Jackson there before they try Liam Eichenberg. That's what I think they're going to do. I think basically if they get Armstead, I think it's going to be Armstead, Williams, fill in your center, whether it's Dieter, they draft Linderbaum. I think they're going to target Alec Lindstrom from Boston College. I think they're going to target him, or maybe, they take Zion and slot him in there. I think they're going to go after Linderbaum, Alec Lindstrom, though. Lindstrom. And then, Hunt at right guard. And then at right tackle, Austin Jackson. I actually think that's where they might go. Because Austin Jackson makes sense, right? He can pull, he can get to open space. He's decent in the screen game. Athletic profile. All he's got to do is get stronger, right? He hasn't even grown into his body yet. He's only like 23. So when he grows into his body and when he gets that grown man strength, he's 330, right? He's 330. Eichenberg's 302. Right? And Eichenberg's 6'6", 302. I keep telling everyone that's a lean 302. That's why his anchor is not that great. He got to bulk up. He's got to get much, much stronger with his base. And his base technique needs to be worked on too, because it wasn't as sure and stable as it was in Notre Dame. So that's the thing. I said this all last year. He was supposed to be fundamentally and fundamentally and technique wise, he you even saw it on tape, right? He looked like a little bit more polished. And then I don't know what they did. But you figured out why they even kept Lemuel Jean-Pierre. I don't know. So we'll see how it plays out. But I do think Austin Jackson long term, he makes the most sense in terms of in this offense, And everyone knows how I feel about Austin Jackson, but you got a good coaching staff right now to get him up. So I think it's going to be fine. Now, people wondering, why did Collins leave, right? Why did Collins leave Cincy without a deal? By the way, I got to say, if he goes to a mall in Miami, all of y'all, because I'm not down there. I won't be down there until May. And hopefully he's signed by May. Jesus Christ, to us. Wow, they're moving Keanu Neal to safety in Dallas. That's crazy. Back to safety. Okay, so all of you in Miami, if you see him at a mall, you better go go buy him whatever you want. Go buy him as Five Guys. Go do whatever you got to do. Full court press. Collins update from Malik Wright. So he said, no, he did not fail his physical because that was a rumor. He likes Cincinnati. It's important to remember he's 28 years old and he's never been a free agent. Nothing wrong with testing out the market. Cincinnati's still in play. Here's the thing. It's all about structure, not about money. And some of you young cats might be like, whoa, who is Willie Anderson? Well, first of all, shame on you. Willie Anderson is a Cincinnati Bengal legend, one of the best offensive tackles they ever had, 4-time Pro Bowler, 3-time All-Pro. And, you know, he was in contact with La'el Collins continuously. I mean, they even posted a picture together or whatever. And he said it's all about structure, not money. So there you go. It's all about structure. It's all about contract structure. So obviously, he didn't go into further depth, but Willie Anderson, someone who was in contact with both the organization and the player, right there, he's telling you. I'm going to check into Richmond because I know Richmond's got ties to Cincinnati when he played after Richmond Webb left. A lot of people forget that he went to Cincinnati for a couple years. So I'm going to check into him, see if he can find something out. I'm sure he's got some contacts still with the Bengals. So yeah, there you go. It's all about structure, not about money. So there you go. Collins didn't like the structure. And then an interesting thing. So this came out on March 18th. So this is 2 days old. But there's one thing I wanted to show you guys here. So some of this has to be updated, obviously. But this is what Barry Jackson put out on the 18th. He said this was after day 5. He's talking about all the tackles. So he said Terron Armstead, obviously number 1. Dolphins are interested. We know they are. So he's still waiting on Deshaun Watson resolution. La'el Collins, the Dolphins could have a high-end right tackle under contract for 3 years if they had been willing to trade a second-day draft pick to Dallas. Instead, they haven't pursued him aggressively enough after his release. And there you go. Spent the time. There you go. Trent Brown. Obviously, we all know Drew Rosenhaus suggested we sign him, but now Patriots are pulling on a full court press. Dwayne Brown, he is currently on the free agent market. Eric Fisher, I've talked about maybe being a 2-year stopgap, right? 2-year deal, have an out after 1. And there you go. David Quessenberry, I'm good. Jason Peters, super long in the tooth. 40 years old, I'm good. Darrell Williams, this is interesting to me. Um, you know, I'm sure if they don't get Armstead or Collins and they go to the second tier, Darrell Williams might be an option. Billy Turner, no thank you. Been there, done that. So Cornelius Lucas, you know, he's one name on Miami's radar that the Dolphins are monitoring. So there you go. He started at both right and left, gives you that option, that flexibility. So there's a name to watch. Nate Solder, no thanks. Jaron Christian, Brandon Shelt, like these. Now we're getting down to where I'd rather draft Abe Lucas. So Cornelius Lucas and Darrell Williams are kind of like the only, and Eric Fisher, I guess, are the second tier guys I would be okay with. I'd be okay with Trent Brown. Obviously, the tier 1 guys are the preferred, but they got to make a move. They're gonna sign someone. I think we're all just hoping that it's someone worth talking about. But like I've said before, as long as they spend the money right, as long as they spend it smartly, I'm good. But what I think with all of us expected and are okay with them splurging on the offensive line. The offensive line is definitely not something any of us are going to complain about if they spend money. So that's where I'm at. I want them to just throw the money. Just throw the money. Stop. Like, I know people want Treader. I want Treader too. I'm not even hearing JC Treader's name right now. Not even hearing JC Treader's name. So, I would take JC Treader at center. Oh, who's more important, JC Treader at center or Armstead at left tackle? Whew. C. Collins at right tackle. Blindside. It's blindside or Treader. oncoming traffic, I get it. But it for me, it's Collins or Treader, personally. So I'm gonna drop the link. I'll give you guys some time to come up here, discuss everything that's going on. Um um Ball game going off in the comments right now. Boy. Personally though, again, I would not let my pursuit I would not let my pursuit of Terron Armstead take me out of that running. Hammer, you want Collins over Treader even with the red flags? It's the blind side, man. Center and blind side are the two most important spots on the line. That's why I think they're equally valuable. Jonathan, as of right now, we have 16.5 million. Don't see how we signed two good O linemen. We can clear up another 20 plus million. The Watch Mister would have been a lot easier to give Dallas a fourth this year. But yeah, especially when we have two, and a fifth next year for Collins, especially if you were going to pursue him anyways. Yeah, I mean, you're not lying. I don't think they valued um I don't think they valued um I think they valued that more. I don't know why. Um and I just I don't um it's kind of and I don't know, I don't get it. Like I'm confused. I am actually shocked, to be honest with you. Um so I just I don't and I saw some I believe hold on, something my bad. I'm shocked. Like they just didn't make the move. I know there's a question here. Let me try and bring this up here for a sec. Question here. Hold on, there's a good question. Does Cleveland run a zone blocking scheme? Stefanski came over from Minnesota where he ran basically a counter wide zone blocking scheme. So they do the same thing. But even when you run zone, you still have gap concepts, right? Like even when you run a mainly gap scheme, you still have zone concepts in there, right? Like so that's why if you look at the reason why I wanted Jensen was Jensen this year, there was a shift in the Bucks offense where actually 22% of their run snaps were wide outside zone, which was the most they've ever done. They were kind of like shifting everything over there. So, yeah, it was kind of he was kind of a fit, right? So I think Treader, I haven't heard anything. I know they were interested in Jensen, but I haven't heard anything on Treader's market, not just the Dolphins, but I haven't heard anything on Treader's market at all. So, and if they're going to go in the draft, obviously Tyler Linderbaum would be the perfect ideal fit, but you're probably going to have to move up from 29 to get him. So, I mean, at this point, if you gave me JC Treader, I would do cartwheels. So, um, you know, so, that's where I'm at personally. I think you're gonna see, I do think you are going to see, it. I think you're gonna see a tackle drop. It's just clearly they're waiting on the Terron Armstead domino, um, and like I said, pigeonholing yourself on one player. I don't know if I totally agree with that. I really don't, especially when you got multiple needs. It's not just one. Logan says, "How far are you moving up for Tyler Linderbaum?" Well, it's going to be expensive to move up, just because of what our draft pick is worth, right? So realistically, if our first round pick, um, it'll be easy to move up to like 17, right? But even like if you want to move up to like 16 or 15, that's the value of your 29th and your 50th pick. And the issue is at 102, there's not a lot of value, right? Like 102, the 102nd pick and your 29th pick can get you up to like 24-ish. So it's going to be expensive. And I don't think they're going to move up in the draft, to be honest with you. I really don't think so. And this is where I'm at too. I think Tretter's going to probably try and stick around. I really believe that. That's what I think is going to happen. So I think Tretter's going to try and stick around and see if they can make a Super Bowl run. And that's where it is. You know what I mean? So I truly do think Tretter wants, when I hear, like, when you don't hear anything about a player's market after they get released, like a Tretter, or you don't hear anything about a market when they're a free agent, like Terron Armstead, you have to automatically assume that they are contemplating staying where they are. Because remember, a lot of people forget, I know a lot of people just, see them as as players, but they're people too, and a lot of them have roots. And a lot of them don't want to up their roots. They're married, kids enjoy, wife enjoys the area. I mean, you go back to why Harbaugh didn't want to come here the first time when he left Stanford. His wife wanted to stay on the West Coast, right? That was inevitably what cost the Dolphins both Sparano and Harbaugh. Was his wife wanted to stay on the West Coast. And to think that, you know, family doesn't have an impact, people just forget about it. So personally, you know what I mean? And like I said, give me Lyle Collins and Terron Armstead and JC Tretter, not just for Tua, but if Tua don't work out, then the next guy's set up. This is a long-term deal. This man asked me if I had Jamaican brand. Brother! Right here. I just had some Jamaican pineapple soda a couple days ago. Busta. From one of the Caribbean spots next to me, bro. I love me my like a couple of my best men, like a lot of my buddies I went to high school with and grow up with, they're Jamaican. So yeah, love me the Caribbean spots, baby. All about it. All about it. All about it. No, I don't think we could get all three, Eric. Yo, Vaughn, the real one is though the Doritos. Those Doritos, whoo! Doesn't matter what flavor, Doritos are fire. Doritos are fire. You already know what time it is. Hold on a sec, guys. So Tony's like, I can't eat pineapple. I can't drink pineapple. Anything. Hey, buddy, don't be hating, bro. I love pineapple, right? So it's like my wife. My wife's Pakistani, so mangoes. Everyone thinks Caribbean mangoes are only the way to go, but try a Pakistani mango; it'll change your life, man. It will change your life. You already know what time it is. Guys, you know what? I'm gonna get out of here. We hit the hour and 5 minute mark. I'm gonna be back tomorrow, anyways. I'm gonna get out of here. And we are going to we're gonna do something tomorrow. Hopefully there's a signing, because I just realized too I got to go record an episode of Fin Too Deep with Neil, and I got to go eat lunch. So I'm going to get out of here, guys. I appreciate each and every one of you for coming through. I know I was planning to open it up, and the people that are there, I'll just put you in backstage with each other or whatever. But other than that, guys, I appreciate each and every one of you for coming through. 2-year anniversary. Appreciate all of y'all. Hey, you already know what time it is. Until I see y'all tomorrow, until next time, fins up all day, every day. Appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you for being along for 2 years. Hammer says Collins, Armstead, Treader, and Wagner, and we're going to the Super Bowl this year. Let's go. No problem, Color. Thanks for coming through, bro. Appreciate each and every one of you guys for coming through, showing love. Thanks, everyone. I will see y'all tomorrow. Everyone stay happy, healthy, and safe and blessed. Kiss the ones you love. And thank you for continuously supporting me, guys. I love all y'all. I will see y'all tomorrow, hopefully. Or hopefully I see y'all tonight with some tackle news. I hope I see y'all tonight with some tackle news. But until next time, everyone stay happy, healthy, safe, and blessed. Fins up all day, every day.